Red Star Radio. Voice of the Revolution.
The great Soviet Union.
I call them the socialist/communist.
See, it's no in between. You're either free or you're a slave.
I am a revolutionary, and I am a proletarian.
Capitalism is about convincing you to buy things that will inevitably kill you, whether it's legally or illegally. But we are so much smarter than that. We'll rise up and don't give in to consumerism. Go vote for Bernie Sanders. Buy a I voted for Bernie Sanders t-shirt to show your support. And also buy a silly Bernie bobblehead, a Bernie Sanders hat, a Bernie Sanders pin, Bernie Sanders shoes. Rise up for the political revolution. Thank God my shift is over. I'm so fucking tired of selling this crap. Clerks is a 1994 comedy film directed by Kevin Smith about how crap working retail is, and I claim about the nature of work under capitalism as a whole. The movie revolves around Dante and his day. Dante is called in to work by his manager to cover his shift even though it's supposed to be his day off. When he gets to work, immediately all the bullshit that comes with working retail ensues. It starts up with a man showing cigarette smokers what their lung will look like by the time they are 60. He points out to them that they are paying the cigarette industry $50 a day to kill them, and then rouses them up demanding the store to stop the sale of cigarettes. Until Dante's girlfriend, Veronica, comes in and reveals that the rouser was just a bubblegum salesman. Veronica shames the customers, saying that they should be free-thinking individuals, and then at the same time asking if they have a job to go to. Yup, it's pretty Zizekian situation. Capitalist ideology using anti-smoking rhetoric for profit. Feel that burn. Veronica in the movie is like Jiminy Cricket. She is the voice of Dante that Dante can't express himself. She tells him that Dante should leave retail and go to school, and that he has so much more potential in life than working retail. This is a pretty good summary of class consciousness, that the workers are meant for something so much more than working under capitalism. Veronica also plays a part in being a victim of double standards. She doesn't get upset when she finds out Dante has slept with many women before meeting her, but Dante gets very upset when she finds out she sucked 37 dicks, including his. There are many themes of gender roles in the film, such as most of the male characters we see either attempting to act very masculine and tough, or don't want to admit to a sign of weakness. The most ingenious part about this is that all the conversations in the film feel so natural that sexist language feels like it's naturally there. And nothing has really changed about that since 1994. Or it could be that Kevin Smith is actually sexist, who knows. Dante encounters more hells of retail, such as a baby boomer walking to the store telling him the reason he is in this job is because he's a wise ass that doesn't work a quote-unquote real job. He has to deal with stupid questions of customers and other retail mayhem.
You should hear the barrage of stupid questions I get.
What do you mean there's noise? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
So how much is this thing anyway?
Do you sell hubcaps for a 72 Pinto hatchback?
Dante repeats over and over again he is not supposed to be working today. It's obvious Dante hates his job, and who could blame him? Most everyone agrees that work is boring and hard. It must be done because someone has to live, whether it is themselves or their families. Working in capitalism isn't supposed to be stimulating, and humans have a need to do stimulating activities. It never stops at adulthood. It's a lot like those studies of rats put into boring environments, and their brains develop much more slowly than the rats that were put into stimulating environments. Clerks is a movie that encapsulates work, and it's funny because it feels very real. Dante's frustrations is our frustrations, and it's hilarious. So what the hell does Dante's friend Randall have to do with the nature of work? Randall represents a foil to Dante, because unlike Dante, Randall is rude to customers, doesn't really care what anyone thinks, and is quite the narcissist. He makes Dante look bad on several occasions, such as when they go to a funeral of one of Dante's exes and Randall pushes her out of the casket, or when Randall spits water on a customer. Yeah, Randall's an asshole, and even says he's okay with a ruling class, especially if he is the ruler. However, by the end of the film, Randall begins to empathize with Dante, and sort of sees how he's been an asshole to him. He also makes the point at what the working class of the US believes in a metaphor about retail.
You like to think the weight of the world rests on your shoulder, like this place would fall apart if Dante wasn't here. Jesus, you overcompensate for having what's basically a monkey's job. You push fucking buttons. Anybody could waltz in here and do our jobs. You're so obsessed with making it seem so much more epic, so much more important than it really is. Christ, you work in a convenience store, Dante, and badly, I might add. I work in a shitty video store, badly as well. You know, that guy Jay's got it right, man. He has no delusions about what he does. Us, we like to make ourselves seem so much more important than the people that come in here to buy a paper or, God forbid, cigarettes. We look down on them as if we're so advanced. Well, if we're so fucking advanced, what are we doing working here?
This is a metaphor for the reasoning of why the working class blame themselves for living in poverty or working for a difficult and unrewarding job, whether they are blue-collar or white-collar workers. Clerks is one of the most honest and modern depictions of work in the United States. It's no wonder it's still relevant, even as an independent film from the early 90s. And to those who play the capitalism is natural card, I think capitalism is as natural as an oral bowel movement.